So I've been making good progress on my paper prototype using just actual real paper and sort of a board game blank. But I spent the last couple of days coming up with cooler cards. So here is sort of, I think there's about 40 cards, but 80 when you count how many would actually be in the deck. And I don't really want to just sit down and write out 80 of these, especially because I'm going to change them probably pretty often. I really just want to simulate what it's like to have a bunch of these, and I don't want to write any code yet. So all of this is basically just text, and this could change very rapidly. So what I've done here is set up three spreadsheets to keep track of a deck and a hand and sort of a fake store for the paper prototype. So in this column is a start value, which is how many cards of each type would start in the deck. And so like this defensive stance would have 3. And then this count value is a counter of how many are actually left in the deck. So right now all of them are the same. I haven't drawn anything yet. And then this roller is just a sum of how many are in the deck so far. So like this defensive stance, if you rolled a 0 on like an 80-sided dice, would be a 0, 1, or a 2 would return this card. A 3, or 4, or 5 would return this card. Just a simple VLOOKUP. And over in this tab is where the actual VLOOKUP is. So it's randomly rolling an ID, which is then looking up on this column and returning all the stats of the card. So this screen is my store. I can just press Control R anytime I want to refresh the store. It's not completely perfect because some of these there's only one card in the deck, and because this is just a pure random, it could actually just show the same one 3 times. But if that happens and it feels like it's breaking the rules or whatever, you just draw it again. It's fine. And then if I decide I want to buy something on this run, I can just copy the row and come down here to my deck and paste it in. This one was Grapple, it's ID 7. So if we come over here and find where that one comes up, we take that out of the deck, and now that one's less likely to show up. So, you can imagine if the deck was completely depleted and we, just drag this all the way down here. So there's only like these bottom 2 cards left in the deck, then as we re-roll, like that's all that's going to show up in our draws. And then when we want to restart the run, just so within a run, as cards get bought, they just keep getting added onto the bottom here. If I go through my deck and need to reshuffle, I can just go to Data, Randomize Range, and that'll shuffle my deck for me. Then I just need to use a marker to mark where I am in the deck as I'm drawing down, and then just clear that when I reshuffle. When I want to do another run, I can go and fiddle with all these values, change what I need to change based on my playthrough, and then just reset my counts, and my deck is good to go to start another run. So that's how I'm trying to use spreadsheets. We'll see if it's actually a useful tool. So now I'm kind of moving into the hybrid of like paper digital prototyping.